Okay, my love. So in this video today, I want to talk about spiritual and purpose-driven well-being. I think this one is very critical if you are to really live a fulfilled life, right? Not just do things that are approved by society or that make people happy or that have you feeling like, okay, I'm fitting in with the Joneses. I'm doing what I am supposed to be doing. But when you really tap into your really connecting with a higher power, really connecting to something that actually lights you up inside, that is really soul driven, not to sound cliche, but that really speaks to you in your creativity, and you can express that in some way, shape, or form in the world on a, maybe not a day-to-day basis, right? But on a regular basis, that, I think that is a really big, important one for your overall well-being, really feeling fulfilled in life, right? So to give you an example, I was talking about this with my sister yesterday over brunch. We were talking about, life in your 40s with young kids, beyond career success, but beyond a, fulfilling, healthy relationship, beyond like friends and a good social life. We were talking about how it's so important to really have this self-expression, to really tap into your creativity, like in this second chapter of life, right? Because a lot of us, let's just be honest, in your 20s, in your 30s, you're really just doing what you think that you should be doing, right? What is acceptable, what is impressive. You're trying to prove your worth. You're trying to prove your value. Like, let's just say it, you are. I'm not just saying you are. That was me too. You will notice in all my videos, I'm just telling stories, and the topics I come up with and talk about, subjects I talk about, it's all me, just how I live my life and how I have just been transforming it day by day. But a lot of us, we live for other people's approval and acceptance, and really just to feel like we belong. And listen, here's the thing. It's important to feel like you belong and that you fit in. Like, I get that, right? That is just human nature. That's part of just how how we are as humans. Like, we want to fit in, we want to have our tribe. Like, absolutely, that's important for your mental and emotional health. But if you are living in a way to where you're really suppressing and pushing down and just ignoring and covering up and numbing out from who you truly are, like your true creative expression, your authentic self, you're going to suffer big time the longer that this charade carries on. So that's why I want to talk about this in this video today, how a big part of your well-being, it really being in a good place, it's important to to feel like connected to a purpose, right? And to have a relationship with something bigger than you, right? Something bigger than, just your family or your people or your job or whatever, like to a higher power. That could be God, that could be the universe, that could be angels, that could be nature, whoever, right? I would tell you, for me, so I come from a insurance and finance banking background, like mortgages, like way back in the day in the early 2000s. So a lot of how I lived and got my sense of purpose was working, being busy, making money to do these things, to travel, to buy nice stuff and all that. And I did all that. And I'm like, why am I so not happy? Why do I still feel lost in life? Why do I still feel like I'm living out of alignment? Right? And I pretty much had I hit rock bottom at about 30. I'm 41 now. So like at 30, hit rock bottom, discovered life coaching, and then I invested in myself and got some help. And then I shifted my perspective and really learned how to do some deeper inner healing work, how to let go of old stories, how to reprogram my brain, my way of thinking, and how to really connect with my true self and to do things that felt good to me, that felt true to me, that felt in alignment to me. And that's how I ended up becoming like a life coach myself. That's how I ended up becoming just doing things that really feel like good, that feel good to me. A big part of, I think one of my biggest things of creativity, self-expression, my purpose is to help women in a place to where I was really take their power back, right? Really heal from sexual trauma, really heal from emotional and verbal abuse in the home growing up. Really learn how to understand that their worth and their value doesn't come from the amount of money they make or the title or the status they have. Right. Also a big thing, especially now, is to really teach women and guide women and help give women permission and just like the courage to unapologetically prioritize themselves, your physical well-being, your emotional well-being, your psychological well-being. I think a big part of that comes from really taking care of your body. Right. So you'll hear me talk a lot about that. But like, that's what I've done. And that's what I do now, right? Like through this YouTube channel, through content I'll post on Instagram, through meetup groups that I'll hold, through women's weekend retreats that I host, through conversations that I have with friends and with, people that are really close to me. Like, it is really talking about how to evolve, right? And so like back to like my feeling connected to a purpose, really being connected to a higher power. Like a lot of the stuff that I talk about, that I coach on, that I give my opinion on, I did, these are just like downloads that come to me throughout the day. Okay. In my dreams, subconsciously, not even realizing it, and just in thoughts that I come up with. Right? Like, I'll tell you something, it's so interesting. Like the time that I'm filming this well-being series, I had a wake-up call, this weekend within a friendship to where I'm like, this isn't healthy. I was able to connect some dots of past, encounters and behavior things and reactions that have happened. And like this weekend was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. And here I am having to like practice what I preach. Like, okay, this is a hard no for me. This is a serious boundary that has been crossed when it comes to behavior stuff and with my self-respect and also the safety of my child, like psychological safety. I'm like, wow, one, completely, unexpected, and two, like I gotta draw a hard boundary here of no communication for a long time and to distance myself from this person. And it was like a big loss for me this weekend and in this decision that I'm choosing. And I'm going into this, I'm not going to give in all the details. I want to protect privacy because I still very much care about this person and love them. But I'm like, talking about well-being, bringing it back, like, wow. One of the reasons why I do what I do is like, I also feel like talking about topics I talk about, what I coach on, it just is also helping me to reinforce in my own life self-respecting boundaries, maintaining or sustaining a zero tolerance for any type of abuse towards myself, towards the harmony of my home, towards now my child. Really helping to evaluate what my habits have been or my, unconscious, like peer pressure of things that I would do that, were fun, but probably not, that good for the goals that I have and the progress I want to make in my life in certain areas. Right? Hopefully I'm not losing you here. I'm just giving you like a personal recent example. Like so for me, connected to a bigger purpose than mothering, than working to make money to pay your bills, right? That's people's main purpose, priorities, like responsibilities in life. Parenting, making money, pay your bills, enjoying life in other areas. But a lot of times people are enjoying life in other areas passively. They're just doing whatever because they're kind of numbing out in some ways. What I am doing my best to express to you and encourage you is, what is a deeper purpose that you have been suppressing and not allowing to come through you? What is it? Is it art? Were you made fun of or told or shamed that you can't make a living from art? Don't even do that. That's a waste of time. Right? Was it dance? You can't make a living in dance. Like, that's stupid. That's just for, that's just for play. How can you start shifting that and start stepping into taking small action steps towards these things that have deeper meaning toward you or for you? For me, YouTube, coaching. That's my outlet. And it happens to make me a living too. Right? What is it for you? Do you need to start getting back in the kitchen or taking that culinary arts program? Do you need to get back in the garden, right? Or back on, the dance floor, or back in the studio doing art? Can you give yourself permission to do that? And if you do, right, can you experiment with that for the next 30 days? And notice and pay attention, oh, wow, what has opened up for you internally, spiritually? Really on a deep level. Give yourself permission to do it and follow through and take it wherever you need wherever you need to take it. And I understand, look, you might be saying, well, Nikki, we live in the real world too. Not all of us can make a living from, our passions and our creativity and our gifts. I'm not saying that you got to quit your job to do that. Like, I also have another business. My coaching, I'll be honest, especially since I became a mom, it's been like up and down, right? Because I've been up and down with doing content and putting out my message and teaching and sharing, right? I haven't been able to do it as often as I used to before becoming a mom. So my financial well-being isn't just based on my coaching practice. I also do insurance still. I've had that business for 15 years, but I do it completely in a healthy way in all my terms. So it's not like you have to quit your job and go full time into creating art or dance. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, can you give yourself permission to do things, take actions, to invest time and money in the things that give you a deeper meaning and purpose and that you feel really connected to? So you no longer struggle with depression. So you no longer struggle with settling for less. So you no longer struggle with doubting yourself and feeling insecure and letting people treat you like shit, right? So you no longer feel lost and like you're just coasting and drifting in the world. That's what happens when you completely disconnect to what feels really true and in alignment for you. Okay? That's my spiritual and purpose-driven well-being talk for you today. Hopefully it's making sense. Hopefully I'm not sounding too all over the place. I hope this is really landing. And is it? Like, if you're watching right now and you're still watching, is this making sense for you, my love? Let me know, and let me know in the comments what's standing out for you. What is one little thing you're taking away that's really hit your heart today? That's really hitting a strong note for you today. Please let me know what it is in the comments. I created this free PDF download checklist, little steps you can take to really start up-leveling, improving, making progress in your day-to-day well-being. The PDF is below. All right, check that out. And lastly, if you are at a place in life right now to where you've been you're tired of feeling disconnected, you're tired of settling for less, you're tired of having people walk all over you, you're tired of wearing a mask and pretending to be someone you're not, and you're tired of living in fear because of what people will think or because you're going to feel lonely, this is what I teach in a Confident Woman Unleash, my 90-day signature coaching program. It's one-to-one with me over 90 days, 3 months. We really tap into the deeper inner stuff that you've been suppressing that you need to heal, process, let go. How to create some new self-respecting, healthy, emotional, and physical habits that start getting you the results in the areas of life that you want to get results in. Calling in healthy love, healthy friendships, really getting brave and courageous to start taking action and doing the things that really light you up in life. It could be maybe a second career that you start embarking on and starting to pour time and invest in for the next couple of years while you're doing what you're doing practically in 3D world to pay your bills. Okay. So if you want to learn more about how you can work with me one-to-one, visit my website. That's also below. Okay. And do your due diligence. read about the 8 steps that I teach and that I take my clients through step by step by step. All right, and see if what I have to share there and what you read about is speaking to you, if that makes sense for you, and if you are ready to take this journey of really transforming your life at this stage that you're in right now. I would love to help you, be your guide on that. Okay, gonna wrap up here. I hope this really spoke to you. I would love your feedback on this video. Like, tell me what's landing for you. And who knows, maybe we'll be having a chat, working together in some way, shape, or form. And nonetheless, print out that PDF, practical day-to-day well-being checklist. I think that can be very helpful for you as well. Okay, I will see you next week in another video, and we're going to talk about financial well-being. I'm going to talk to you about some things to where it was really scary for me financially at certain stages, what I did to really start accepting and nurturing and having a relationship with this fear of like financially not feeling like I'm going to make enough money, right? Living in scarcity, and how I've been able to change that through different transitions in life, through a 2008 recession, through a, going from a 6-figure finance or insurance business to coaching, to where it's like, oh my God, I got to put myself out there and do this kind of stuff. And everyone's watching, friends, family, right? And how I built a practice and a good living off of that as well. How transitioning from, not being a mom and having all the time in the world to, oh my God, here I am, a mom. And oh my God, I don't want to put my kid in childcare 5 days a week, 10 hours a day. Like, how I've been able to do that and really just have like financial regulation as well. So that's what we're going to be talking about next week. And then we'll be wrapping up this well-being series then as well. And so subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Join me next week, and then definitely feel free to reach out to me before then. Just visit my website and you can see some ways there on how we can work together, or some free tools and resources there for you. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you for being with me. I hope this landed with you today, what I talked about, and you really pay attention to that inner call and that nudge and that pull of really starting to prioritize your well-being and getting into alignment with your true self. Okay, I'll see you next week. Bye for now.